I see debt day in and day out. I see credit day in, day out. I am seeing revolving credit debt increasing. And so I read an article recently that said, hey, credit debt, the average person has $8,000 to $10,000 in the credit debt. So what do you do when right now you're living paycheck to paycheck, everything is super expensive, it's getting even seemingly more expensive consistently. So what options do you have? So of course the first one, when looking at paying off debt, there's two methodologies. This is very Dave Ramsey. So there's a Snowball Method where you make minimum, you write everything down, super important, write everything down, know your balance and your interest rate on everything. And the Snowball Method is when you make minimum payments across the board, but you take your lowest credit card and you pay that one off first, the lowest balance. And then you go to the next one and pay that one off first. So you cannot acquire any more debt, and you start with the lowest amount and you pay it off. That's the Snowball. Now the Waterfall Method is when you have all of those interest rates. It doesn't matter the balances anymore. Again, do not acquire any more debt if you can help it, but you take the highest interest rates, which are gonna be 25 to 30%, and you start paying bigger amounts on that higher interest rate first until the debt is fully paid off. It can take time. There are BKs, bankruptcies are becoming a little bit more prevalent. So you do have the option, I'm not an attorney and I know nothing about the legal, but you do have the option of claiming bankruptcy. The third option, if you own a home, you can consolidate your debt by getting a home equity line of credit. You have to have at least a 640 FICO, but you could get a home equity line of credit for about $25,000. You go all the way up to $400,000 you want, but $25,000, they're typically 9, 10, 11% interest rates depending on your qualification. But you could take all of that debt and consolidate into one payment. You could choose a 5-year term, 10-year term, 15-year term, all the way up to a 30-year term. So that is an option. Or we all get those credit advertisements where it's like 0% for 16 months or 0% for 3 years, whatever it is. You could take that and balance transfer in. Those credit cards will have a fee for balance transferring, maybe like $300 or whatnot. But again, it's better than having $9,000 to $10,000 in revolving credit debt at a 30% interest rate. So I really implore you to sit down, don't bury your head in the sand with regard to your finances. Write down every single account that you have on credit, the balance and the interest rate. That way you could get a really good idea of what you need to do financially moving month after month on. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. I'm not saying it's going to be fun. It might require a glass of wine, but you need to see what you can do so you can steer the financial ship out into a little bit more freedom. Definitely call me if you have any questions. I have a very unique perspective because I'm always looking at credit.